Macy. Are you working today? Yes, I'm working today too. Macy. Why don't you quit your job already? Otherwise you'll never get better at cooking. You know what? Why don't you take the rest of the day off today and come over to my side of the house? Now? Come to think of it, I've never seen you cook. I'm sure you're not very good at since your cooking is horrible. I will give you a personal cooking lesson. Oh, you don't have to buy the ingredients, or rather you shouldn't. The true cooking skill is to be able to prepare a dish with whatever you find in your fridge. Rose? I have a meeting now. What? A meeting? I hold a position in the company. What? You're a woman and you hold a position? It's not politically correct nowadays to state your gender bias like that. I see. Now we know why you're not a good cook. What? You're a mess because you're too busy working and not taking care of your family. If you want to work like a man, don't get married. I don't know why Kyle married you. Now get off work and come over here. The meeting is about to start, so if you'll excuse me. Huh? Macy? Hey, Macy. Mom is blowing up my phone with messages. She says that you don't listen to her, that you have an attitude, and she feels sorry for me that I have to eat your horrible cooking. And she wants me to convince you to quit job as soon as possible, and so on. What's going on? Hey, Kyle. How's your business trip going? Hey, so what's up? She says that I'm a horrible cook. What? Do you remember I cooked a Christmas dinner for her? She started to criticize me after that. Well, I guess that was the first time Mom tasted your dishes. Well, I'm not a pro, and the taste may not be to everyone's liking, but I don't think it's that bad. I think you're a great cook. To be honest, I fell in love with you partly because you feed me so well with tasty dishes. I can't wait to come home and eat yours. Well, I'm happy you like it so much. I'm sorry about my mom. Even though it's just for a temporary, you have to deal with her. I don't understand why she doesn't like your cooking, but just don't mind her. I guess you're right. I'll tell her too, but let me know if she's persistent about it. Okay, I'll see how things go. Oh, no! You're cooking again! Kyle said that he's on a business trip, so I thought I'll give you a chance to work on your cooking skills. You're as useless as ever. What is this all of a sudden? I mean, what do you mean? My cooking? I hardly cook while Kyle is on a business trip. That's why. You're cutting corners. Wait, you're not... Are you out our side of the house without our permission? Well, it's my house. What do you care? Do you know what it means to have two households? I'm here to kindly instruct you on your tasteless cooking. You have no right to complain. And... is this a leftover dish? I defrosted your leftover in the freezer and it's really bad. You have to serve a freshly cooked meal. That's what the homemade cooking is all about. Rose? There are no leftovers because Kyle is on a business trip right now, and I usually don't cook extra when I'm alone. But There were actually some in the freezer. It looks like a stew. A stew? Your cooking is always so bad. It's beyond disgusting. What is this seasoning that makes me so sick? You know what? I tossed it, just so you know. I can't let my son eat this. It's your stew. What? Mine? I think you gave it to Kyle the other day because I wasn't home, saying you cooked it too much. But he had already eaten, so he put it straight in the freezer. Kyle told me about it in the next morning, before he left for a business trip. Is that so? Yes, but I've been working overtime for the past couple of days and have been eating at the cafeteria at work. That's why it's still there in the freezer. Well, then... I'm quite positive I didn't leave any leftovers in our freezer. I'm pretty sure it's yours too. I see. Well, perhaps I'm coming down with a cold or something that might taste it a bit off. Oh, is that so? In that case, you should get some rest. I guess I will. See you then.
Macy, did something happen?
What do you mean?
It's about Mom. She texted me and said that you set her up.
Set her up?
She said you putting something in her food or something. I'm just wondering what happened.
Well, I didn't do anything. Let me just explain the whole story. She entered our side of the house without permission, sneaked around and pulled out stew from the freezer. She then defrosted it and tasted it and complained to me that it's horrible and she tossed it. That's what happened.
The stew?
The one you left in the freezer. You told me I shouldn't eat it and said that you'll take care of it after you came home.
Oh yeah, that is really bad.
Is that so?
Mom always adds a bag of sugar, a bag of salt, and a whole bar of butter as her secret seasoning.
That much?
She knows she's not a great cook, but she's not aware of her deleterious taste.
Is she the type of person who puts food on the table without tasting it and never eats it herself?
Bingo. Our breakfast was always simply store-bought bread and salad, and lunch was on our own. The most problematic was dinner, where we all had to sit down at the table together. She was concerned about her stomach problems, so she wouldn't eat it, only fruits and yogurts.
No one said anything to her?
Even if we did, you know she wouldn't listen.
Ah, paranoia.
Exactly. That's the whole reason why my dad divorced her. But she doesn't get it all.
I see.
Luckily, my sister became a designated chef when she was still in middle school and continued till she got married. I moved out after I finished high school and got by somehow. I wouldn't have imagined that she would bully her daughter-in-law being blind to her own fault. I know it's only for a short period of time, but I'm really putting you through the wrench. I'm really sorry.
Well, it hasn't become a critical issue yet, but...
Yeah, I know. It's reaching the limit.
Rose! Oh, hey, you're back. Everything in the fridge is gone. Was that you? Yes, I did it. I moved all the contents of your refrigerator to mine. Why did you do that? Because you will be living with me from today. You're also quitting your job at the end of this month. What are you talking about? All of your evil deeds. I'm going to have to completely fix you and improve you. What are you talking about? Did I do something to you? I think you're being a little too arrogant. I'm going to teach you the flavor of our family. Besides, that Christmas dinner you cooked, didn't I tell you to prepare from scratch? That's what I did. You're lying. You must have ordered from a restaurant, didn't you? Otherwise, there's no way you can cook like that. What? Is that what you thought about my Christmas dinner? It's true, isn't it? I'm mad at you that you're pretending to be a good cook. Not only did you trample on my kindness to be a better cook, you added something weird to my stew and made it so nasty. And then you blamed it all on my cooking. I'm so ashamed that Kyle is married to such a rotten bastard like you. I really want you to divorce him, but I'll give you a chance. Come over to my side of the house, quick. Okay. I will discipline you starting today. I'm sorry I'm such a bad cook. Then why don't you cook it yourself from today? Huh? I'm staying at a hotel tonight. Sorry, Kyle. I'm staying at a hotel tonight. What's wrong? I'm on my way back from a business trip now. Your mom transferred all the food from the fridge to hers. Why did she do that? It's a long story, so I'll send you screenshots of her messages. I'll leave it to you to decide what to do. Okay. Mom! Hi, Kyle. Macy called me and said that she's staying at the hotel tonight. I know. I was going to train her to be your good wife, but she's got no guts. I'll cook her while she's gone. Yikes. What? What do you mean, discipline her? Of all things, how dare you criticize her cooking? How can you do such a thing? Because, do you know what she did with that Christmas dinner? That really was her cooking, all of them. What? I can be the witness because I was there to assist her. Well, then what about that stew? She didn't add anything weird. That's your cooking, Mom. What? I put it in the freezer as soon as you gave it to me. I strictly told Macy not to touch it or eat it. Plus, I can't believe you think she added something bad to it to humiliate you. You know Macy works for a food company and she's in charge of preventing food losses. Do you really think she would do something like that? What? Is that what she does? Mom, will you get out of the house as soon as possible? Huh? Did you forget that we're only living together for a limited time? That's just what you say publicly, right? What are you talking about? Macy's parents are supposed to move into the side where you're occupying now in the first place. What? They'll be back from their overseas assignment next month and will move in. I know I told you that. Wait a minute. No, I won't wait. You're able to live here temporarily because Macy's being nice to you, and yet you have some nerve. But I have no place to live if I live here. It's your fault for cooking such stinky food that spoiled your apartment and got kicked out. Plus, Uncle is supposed to refer you to a job, right? What? I thought I turned that down. You're supposed to go there as soon as you're done living here with us. I said that's just what you say publicly, but I'm making here my final home. Don't you understand? This house is Macy's parents' house to begin with. What? Is that so? We explained it to you in the first place because that's the whole point of you living here temporarily. How can you forget all about it? Because I thought you owned the house, which makes me in a higher position as your mom than your wife. I don't know what to say. Your nonsense makes me crazy. I'm staying at a hotel with Macy tonight. What? Forget about living here with us anymore. No! I called Uncle earlier to come to pick you up. You better pack your stuff so you can leave this weekend. That weekend, my mother-in-law was put in the van of Kyle's uncle, who is her brother, along with her belongings and left the house. Luckily, she was ordering most of her meals and she hardly cooked. So she didn't spoil the house with the nasty smell of her cooking seeping in the walls. But we requested professional house cleaning anyway. Kyle suggested that we charge the cleaning fee to her. It will be deducted from her next month's salary in installments. The following month, my parents returned from an overseas assignment. Kyle is very close to my parents and was looking forward to living with them even more than I was. We are now enjoying living as two households under one roof, visiting each other, maintaining a perfect distance and relationship with my parents.